Hey guys, so today's math lesson, we are going to practice telling time. You guys did telling time last week to the hour and the half hour, but we're just going to review today and I'm going to show you how to make a clock at home. So here's our big clock that we used, and we talked about how when the long hand is on the 12, that means o'clock. So right now this clock is showing 8 o'clock. Now I did forget to tell you guys something I really wish I had. The minute hand goes around one time and then it is the next hour. So then it is 9 o'clock. But these little numbers on the clock go by fives. And that's for the minutes. Now that's not something we talk about in first grade, as in like it's 3:05. But it's important for you guys to know. So this minute hand will go from the 00 for o'clock all the way around 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50, 55, and then right here it says 60. And what 60 means is there's 60 minutes in 1 hour. So this has to go to each little notch that represents 1 minute. And when it has reached 60 minutes, the hour changes. That's also why this is 30. So 60 minutes in 1 hour, if we're halfway through that hour, it's going to be on the 30 because half of 60 is 30. So when it gets to the 30, the hour hand is halfway between two numbers. And remember, if it's not on the 10 yet, it can't be 10:30. It's just 9:30. So I'm going to show you how to make a clock at home. The things that I just grabbed were a plate. This is the fine china that we use every night. And I just used a pencil and I poked a hole in it. I grabbed some paper. You don't have to have colored paper. It can be white. And I just made one short arrow and one long arrow. And these are for the hour hand and the minute hand. So these three things. With me punching a hole in it, I needed something to secure the hands on there. So I just grabbed an earring. Well, I grabbed an earring that has a back. So I can stick it in there and make a clock. So first I'm just going to stick it through these two. Maybe. There we go. And then I'm going to put it on the plate. And I'm going to put the back on it. So that holds the arrows on there. The minute hand and the hour hand. Now this clock does not have any numbers on it. And that's the hard part for first graders, is trying to draw a clock and get the numbers where they need to be. So I'm going to show you how we do it. Find a spot to be the very top, just like this clock. What number is at the top? 12. So I'm going to write 12 at the very top. Now, I'm not going to do 1. I'm going to go straight down and do 6. And I do this just so I know that my numbers are going to be in a straight line and where they need to be. Now that's the middle. Now just like partitioning shapes, I'm going to go to the middle this way. So look at the middle on the left and on the right. So I know coming down this way, the middle, I need to put a 3. So 3 here. It's going to say 12, 3, 6. And then the middle on this side, let's see what's in the middle of this one. What's directly in the middle? A 9. So I'm going to put a 9. Just like that. You might see clocks that only have these numbers. Now I'm going to fill in the missing numbers, and I'm going to try and space them out where they need to be. So looking at my 12, and my 3, I know I need to put a 1 and a 2. Now you don't want to put 1, 2 right here, because remember there has to be 4 minutes between each one. So let's say my 1's going to go here and my 2 right here. That's okay. That works. 1, 2, 3. Now I need a 4 and a 5. Now try and figure out where it needs to go to make it even. What comes after 6? 7, 8, 9, and we've already got our 9. So we need to fill in 7. I'm just going to try and maybe put it here, and maybe the 8 here. Now if it doesn't look right, I can move it over. I can use my eraser, erase it, and move it over. And then all we have left is 10 and 11. Ooh. Okay. So, this isn't the best clock. It doesn't look as good as this one. But this was fun to make. So now after you make a clock, what you're going to do is practice time. So I'm just going to think of a time. 3 o'clock. And I'm going to find the 3 with my hour hand, my shorthand. And I know this is o'clock. And then I can just take a piece of paper and write the digital time. 3 o'clock. So here's my analog, and here's my digital. Let's try, let's try half hour. So let's do half past that we talked about last week, which means 30. Now what number does it have to be on to make 30? Is it on the 12? Nope. It's going to be on the 6. So I'm just going to go ahead and move my 6 here. Move my hand to the 6. And then I'm going to move my hour hand. So you may have to hold it down to move your hour hand. Let's see what this time is. All right. I know that this means 30. Now this is between the 1 and the 2. So is it 1:30 or 2:30? It's between the 1 and the 2. So if I took my finger and followed that arrow, there's a spider. If I took my finger and I followed that arrow, it would go between the 1 and the 2. Is it on the 2 yet? No. Has it been on the 1? Yes. So halfway between 1 o'clock and 2 o'clock is 1:30. 1:30. So you guys just make a plate at home. Make a clock with a plate and practice time at home. You guys can even get to where you are just putting a time and then asking someone to tell you what the time is. Or you can have your mom or your brother hand them the plate and say, put a time on there and let me guess it. And that would be really, really good practice for you guys. But you need a paper plate, a pencil. You're just going to draw arrows, and all I did was draw a rectangle and a triangle, and then I cut it out. And then some type of brad. I just used an earring because I didn't have any of those brads we use in the classroom here. But I hope you guys will make one at home and practice, and we will see you next time.